We'll start with the problems on payoff graph and table today. The shares of Tata Power are selling at rupees 104 per share. So this is your S0. 104 is the share price which is trading in the market. Mr. A wants to buy the 3-month call option at a premium of rupees 5 per share. So the premium of the option, or you can also call it as price of the option, is rupees 5 per share. The exercise price is 105. So they've given you E value. E is nothing but exercise price, which is 105 rupees. That means in the option, if Mr. A wants to buy the share, he can buy it for 105. Whereas in the market today, the price is 104. 6 possible prices per share on expiration ranging from 95 to 120 with interval of 5 are available. So after 3 months on the date of expiration, there are 6 possible prices, that is 95, 100, 105, 110, 115 and 120. So they are ranging from 95 to 120 with interval of 5 means you have to keep a gap of 5 and take the next price. So if we start from 95, 95 plus 5, that is 100. 100 is the second price. Third price will be 100 plus 5, 105. Fourth will be 105 plus 5, 110, then 115 and 120. So like this, 6 possible prices are there. See, we don't know after 3 months what will be the price. So they are giving you range of prices. That means the market can be in between 95 to 120 and the possible prices can be 95, 100, 105 with the interval of 5. That's what they're trying to tell. Now what we have to do, calculate the payoff of Mr. A as the call option holder and draw the graph. So if these 6 prices prevail in the market, we have to find what would be the gain or loss that Mr. A will get, and we have to show it in a graph. Then they have also asked to find the payoff of a call option write-up. Mr. A has bought the call option, that means he is the holder. He holds the option. He has the right to decide. But there is somebody else who might have returned that option and given it to Mr. A. So they are telling to also find the payoff of the person who has returned the option and also show his graph. So first we will do it for Mr. A and we call him as call option holder. Otherwise I'll write here payoff table of Mr. A, who is a call option holder. So how do we find his payoff? We do a table and I will show you how. If you're doing it with me, you can draw a table with 6 columns and 7 rows. So first column we will write the value of S0. That's the price. Then we'll write the value of exercise price. EC I'll call it exercise price. Then we'll write action taken. Cost payoff. Premium. Next. Okay, now here S0, basically we are not going to write this 104, but we are going to take this S0. 6 possible prices per share on expiration. So this 95 to 120 with an interval of 5. This is what is important, which we are going to take as S0. So if I take those prices 95, 100, 105, 110, 115 and 120. Anybody having any doubts in how I got these 6 possible prices? I hope it's clear. They've clearly told that there are 6 possible prices ranging from 95 to 120 with interval of 5. So I'm keeping a gap of 5 and taking the next price. So 95, then 100, 105 and so on. Exercise price they have given that is 105 rupees, which we have written down also here, and here also it's there. The exercise price is 105. So we'll take that exercise price of 105 everywhere. And premium is also given. They have said premium is rupees 5 per share. So that 5 rupees premium, we will take it here. Now what to take, plus 5 or minus 5, we have to decide. Okay, so you are going to answer this question for me. Mr. A is a call option holder, means he has got the right to decide whether he wants to buy or no. So when he has got the right to decide, to take that right or to buy that right, he will pay premium or he will receive premium.
He will pay premium.
Pay premium, correct, Sharwin. So Mr. A wants to buy a 3-month call option, means Mr. A is actually going to pay some money and buy it. So that right which he has got is not for free. He has to pay premium. So when he is paying premium, it's going out from his pocket. So we are not going to write 5 rupees, but we are going to write minus 5. So the premium is minus 5 because he is paying premium of 5 rupees. Okay, so these all prices, no, these are like as good as 7 sums. If the price is 95, what is his gain? If the price is 100, what is his gain? It's like that. So we are putting all the 6 prices in the table and the premium and the exercise price. Now we'll start solving it. So we are going to see the action taken. Now we have to see what Mr. A will do. Okay, let's again revise. Mr. A wants a 3-month, which option? Call option. Can you all see here? It's a call option. Call option means what? Anybody can tell me the meaning of a call option?
Buy.
Yeah, right to buy. Okay. So what does this mean? Mr. A wants to buy. Is that okay, all of you? So now Mr. A wants to buy the shares of Tata Power, and there are 2 prices here. That is the spot price and the exercise price. So spot price is the price which is there in the market, 95 rupees, and exercise price is the price at which he can buy from the option. So now suppose you are Mr. A, or you come in the position of Mr. A and tell me, what should Mr. A do? Should he go to the market and buy the share for 95 rupees, or should he exercise the option and buy the share for 105 rupees?
He should buy at 95.
95, correct, Sharvari. So if he is buying at 95, that means he is not going to go through the option route. He'll go to the open market and buy it for 95. So we say he has lapsed the option because he didn't want it to buy it at the higher price. Did you understand? Okay, let's see at the next one. 100 and 105. At what price he will buy? 100 is better than 105. So again he will lapse the option. Or I will tell you one shortcut way. Can anybody tell me what is the formula for call option? S naught minus E or E minus S naught?
S naught minus
S
E.
naught minus E.
S naught minus E. Okay, so now see here all of you. First column is S naught, second column is E. Okay, let's do S naught minus E. 95 minus 105. How much? Minus 10?
Yes, ma'am.
So if it is minus means it is loss. So will A exercise the option if he has loss? No. So we are lapsing it. Yes. Any doubts? Okay.
No, ma'am.
Next is 100 minus next is 100 minus 105. Again we get a loss of minus 5. So when there is a loss, the option will not get exercised. It will lapse. Let's see the third case. 105 minus 105. How much is the gain or loss? It is 0. When it is 0, he is indifferent. He can decide what he wants to do. If he wants, he can exercise. If he wants, he can lapse. Because there is no profit, no loss. When there is loss, we lapse. When we have no profit, no loss, he is indifferent. Let's see what he will do for the third case. Fourth case. 110 minus 105. That is S0 minus E. What is the gain? 5 rupees. If there is a gain of 5 rupees, what will he do? He will exercise the option. Let's go to our regular way. Mr. A wants to buy share from the market, or Mr. A wants to buy Tata Power shares. In the market, they are available for 110, and in the option, they are available for 105. So from where will he buy? From the option, because it is cheaper. 5 rupees less he is paying. So he is gaining 5 rupees. So he will exercise the option. Or you do S0 minus E, 110 minus 105. You will get plus 5 gain. So he is exercising the option. Is that clear, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you look at the next prices also, he will exercise. 115 minus 105, 10 rupees gain. He will exercise. 120 minus 105, 15 rupees gain. So he will exercise the option. So for the first 3 prices, he will lapse the option. For the next 3 prices, he is gaining by doing S0 minus E. So he will exercise the option. Now when he is lapsing the option, the payoff is 0. Okay, Mr. A is not going to gain anything and he doesn't want loss. So he has lapsed the option. Lapse the option means he is not going to buy. Anyways, Mr. A has the right to decide he wants to buy or no. So he has decided, I don't want to buy in the option for 105. When he doesn't buy, there is no loss. So 0 loss. Whenever this word comes lapse, the loss will be 0. No profit, no gain, because the option didn't get exercised only. So for first 3 cases, he is lapsing, so the gain is 0. Now we'll see the gain when he exercises. So his gain is S0 minus E, 110 minus 105, 5 rupees gain. Next, 115 minus 105, 10 rupees gain. And finally, 120 minus 105, 15 rupees gain. Now we have gross payoff, we have premium. We have to find the net payoff. To find the net payoff, we have to do gross payoff. Premium is minus 5. So 0 minus 5. If it was plus 5, we would have added. So if we have paid premium, it will be minus. If we have received premium, it will be plus. Okay, let's start then. 0 minus 5. What is the net payoff? Minus 5. Again, 0 minus 5 is minus 5. The third case also 0 minus 5 is minus 5. Now, 5 minus 5. How much? Plus 5 minus 5?
0.
0. Okay. 10 minus 5 is 5. And 15 minus 5 is 10. So this is the payoff table. You need to show how much Mr. A is gaining at what price. And if he is not gaining, how much he is losing. So if you see from 95 to 110, his loss was minus 5 and at 110 it became 0 DEP, and after that he started gaining. And during morning class I had told you if the stock price increases, it will help the call option holder. So you can see here, as the prices are going higher, 110, 115, 120, his profits are also increasing. But if the stock prices are lower, if it is falling, he is losing the money. So this is payoff graph table. Looking at this, we have to show the graph. So I've pasted the graph here. I tried yesterday doing it on the Word, but it was not coming correctly. So from the book, I have taken a picture and I have pasted it here. You can draw it now. I'll explain you how it has been drawn. So we have x-axis and y-axis. On y-axis, I have taken these prices 95 to 120. So here you can see 95, 100, 105, 110, 115 and 120. Sorry, on x-axis I have taken that, and here in the standing line we take the gain and loss. So anything above 0 is gain, anything below 0 is loss. So I have taken 5, 10, 15 and minus 5, minus 10. How to take the loss, at what interval? You can look at the net payoff and see what is the maximum gain and maximum loss. Maximum loss is 5 rupees, maximum gain is 10 rupees. So we can take it at an interval of minus 5, minus 10. So it will get covered. Okay, so now just see here. At 95, we have a loss of minus 5. I hope the graph is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
At 95, I have a loss of minus 5. So in the loss part, this area of the graph where there is loss, I have marked minus 5. At 100 also, I had a loss of minus 5. And at 105 also, I had a loss of minus 5. So all the three cases, there's a loss of minus 5. You can look at the table. 3 times you have minus 5. At 95, 100, 105. At 110, you have 0 gain. So at 110, the point is exactly on the line. So that means that is a 0 gain because this line represents 0. Okay. So then after that at 115, your gain is plus 5. So I'll go in the positive quadrant and plus 5. At 120, it is plus 10. So when you join these lines, you get a graph. So what it means is, as the prices go on increasing, the call option holder will go on gaining. But if the prices fall, he will lose only 5 rupees, and that 5 rupees is the premium which he has paid. Because as the prices fall, he'll keep lapsing the option. And when he is lapsed the option, that basically means that he doesn't want to exercise it. So what he is going to lose? Only the premium which he paid to the other party. Maximum loss is the premium, that is 5 rupees, and the gains are unlimited. If the prices still go on increasing, 125, 130, 140, he'll keep on gaining. So there is no limit for his gain, but the loss is limited to 5 rupees. So this is how a call option holder's graph will look like. The same is there in my PPT. In the morning I told you with the sums I will explain you those graphs. So this is how with the sums it is there. You can check the PPT. Now you will be able to correlate it better. If anybody has any doubts in this, let me know. The problem is still not over. We have just done it for call option holder, that is Mr. A. Now we have to also do it for the writer. But with the holder, if there is any doubt, please ask. Any doubts, anybody?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let's go to the call option writer now. So, payoff table. Of call option writer. The same table. Now here the premium will be plus 5 because the writer is a person who doesn't decide. He has given his choice of decision to somebody else. So Mr. A is the decision maker, and this person has sacrificed his decision making right, and for that he has got 5 rupees premium. So when Mr. A is paying 5 rupees, the writer is getting 5 rupees. Okay, now the writer, he doesn't has decision making right. So when he cannot decide, he will not tell you what is the action taken. He will tell that I am going to follow whatever the holder says. So whatever action was taken by the holder, the same will be practiced by the writer. He has no choice. Is that okay, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how to work from a writer's point of view. So now, because you know that the actions are taken by the holder, the same actions I have written here because the writer has no choice to decide. Okay, so when the option gets lapsed, he will also have zero gain or zero loss because option didn't get exercised only. Now, here no, it's not minus. Here it becomes E minus S naught because he is a call option writer. He doesn't have the call option, but he has given the call option. That means he is actually becoming a seller. Mr. A has the right to buy. So whenever Mr. A will buy, he will sell. So if he is selling, if Mr. A is gaining, he has to lose. So for Mr. A, when I told the formula is S naught minus E, for him it will be opposite, E minus S naught. So now just see. Mr. A is buying from the writer for 105. But if the writer would have gone to the market and sold, he could have sold for 110. So how much he is losing? 105 minus 110. Minus 5 rupees is his loss because he is selling it to Mr. A. Similarly, in the next case, he is selling it for 105 to Mr. A because Mr. A has decided to exercise. So if Mr. A exercises, the writer has to give it for 105. But if he would have gone to the market, he could have sold it for 115. So 105 minus 115, his loss is minus 10. And in the last case, 105 minus 120, his loss is minus 15. Both cannot gain. Remember, if both buyer and seller gain, then that contract is not valid. Either of them will gain and one person will lose. So both will never gain. It will be either zero, nobody gains, or one person gains and the other person loses. So if Mr. A has gained here, that is by doing S naught minus E, then the writer has to lose that much amount, that is by doing E minus S naught. So now if we look at the net payoff, 0 plus 5, 5 rupees, 0 plus 5, 5, 0 plus 5, 5, minus 5 plus 5 is 0, minus 10 plus 5 is minus 5, and minus 15 plus 5 is minus 10. So wherever Mr. A had lost minus 5, there the writer has gained 555 because he receives the premium. And wherever Mr. A had gained 5 rupees and 10 rupees, you can see the writer has lost. So gain of one party will lead to loss of another party. How the graph will look like. Similarly, we will have on the x-axis the prices 95, 100, 105, 110, 15 and 20, that is this x naught values. And on the y-axis, we will have 5, 10, 15 gain and minus 5, minus 10, minus 15 loss. So at 95, A will gain 5 rupees. At 100, writer will gain 5 rupees. At 100, 5 rupees. At 105, 5 rupees. 110, there is a BEP 0, so the line will cut here at the center 0. 115, the loss is minus 5, and at 120, the loss is minus 10. So the graph will be straight line, that is positive 5 rupees gain, and then falling, that is there are losses. Now if you look at the writer, his gain is limited to 5 rupees. He cannot gain more than 5 rupees. That is the premium amount. But his loss is unlimited. As Mr. A will go on gaining, he will keep on losing if the prices increase. So this is how a call option writer's payoff graph looks like. If anybody has any doubts in the first problem, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll move to the next. Any doubts?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
We'll do the next sum then. Consider a call option on a share with exercise price of rupees 120. Now in the exam, they may ask you both or they may ask you any one for 7 marks. So if both come 10 marks, if only one is asked, then it will come for 7 marks. That means either they'll ask you to do for only holder or only writer. So consider a call option on a share with exercise price of 120. So we will write down all this. Exercise price is equal to 120, comma, for a 3 month at a premium of rupees 10 per share. So premium is rupees 10. Mr. A is the holder of the option and Mr. V acts as the writer of the option. Possible prices for shares on the date of maturity are 90 to 160. Draw a payoff graph for a call option holder and writer. So they've given us the exercise price and the premium. Okay. For a 3 month. Let's draw the payoff table first. Payoff table for Mr. A, all option holder. If he is holder, what should I do? S naught minus E. So now let's see the prices. They've given the prices as 90 to 160. So let's take that 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. 150 and 160. Okay, then the exercise price they've given as 120, so it will be same for all the. Okay, then as he is a call option holder, he has the right to decide. So when he has the right to decide, he has to pay premium. So Mr. A is getting the right from Mr. V. In turn, Mr. A has to pay him a premium of 10 rupees. So minus 10 is the premium because call option holder pays the premium. Now we'll see what is the action taken. So again, you can simply look at S naught minus E and decide, or you can think that if I am a buyer, will I buy it for 90 rupees in the market or 120 in the option? This exercise price is for option. Remember this. This is in the option and this is in S naught is in the open market. So if you decide to buy in the open market, you will lapse the option. So it's always better to buy for 90 rupees from the market instead of paying 120 rupees in the option. So in the first case, we will lapse it. Now let's look at S naught minus E. S naught is 100, E is 120. 100 minus 120 minus 20. So A doesn't want a loss of 20, he'll again lapse it. Again, it is better to buy at 110 instead of 120 because there will be a loss of 10 rupees. 110 minus 120. So again, it will get lapsed. When both the prices are same, what will happen? You exercise or you lapse. Decision is on you because 120 minus 120 is 0. So there is no profit, no loss. Okay, then next. Now in the market it is for 130, but option is giving for 120. So it's better to go for the option. We will exercise the option. Or S0 minus E also, if we do 130 minus 120, 10 rupees gain. So I will exercise this option. Then 140 minus 120, 20 rupees gain. Again I will exercise. S0 minus E, 150 minus 120, gain of 30 rupees, exercise. And here gain of 40 rupees. So in the last four prices, we are going to exercise. Remember, whenever we lapse, the gross profit is 0. So in the first four cases, we had lapsed, so the profit is 0. Now we are exercising, so S0 minus E should be our profit. Just check, S0 is 130 minus exercise price 120. So 130 minus 120, 10 rupees profit. 140 minus 120, 20 rupees profit, 30 rupees, and 160 minus 120, 40. These are the profit. So 0. Now to find the net payoff, we have to do gross payoff minus premium. So 0 minus 10, you get minus 10. Again 0 minus 10 is minus 10. Ten minus 10 is 0. 20 minus 10 is 10 rupees. 30 minus 10 is 10. 30 minus 10 is 20 rupees. And 40 minus 10 is 30 rupees. So these are the gains. Now if we show the graph, again on the x-axis we take all the prices from 90 to 160. Now look at the gain. Maximum gain is 30 and loss is 10. So if we take 5, 10 as interval, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, the graph will go very big. So I'm taking 1 centimeter is equals to 10. So if I take 10, 20, 30, I can fit the graph in a smaller place. Minus 10, minus 20, minus 30. So from 90 to 120, if you're seeing these prices, there is a loss of 10 rupees. So at 90 minus 10, 100 minus 10, 110 minus 10, 120 minus 10. At 130, we are at BEP, that is 0. And then the gain 10, 20, 30. So at 130 BEP, at 140 I'm gaining 10 rupees, 150 20 rupees, and 160 30 rupees. So if you look at the graph, maximum loss is 10 rupees, the premium, and the gain is unlimited. As the prices will go on increasing, Mr. A can keep on gaining. So this was the second sum on how a call option holder. Let's do for a writer now. Same table. Okay. Exercise price, spot price, action taken, whatever action the call option holder has taken, I'll return it as it is. If they don't ask for holder and they ask you directly for writer, also you can decide the action depending upon the holder, or you can do call option holder, writer. Okay. If they don't give you about the holder, then if you don't know this and you have to find, then you have to think from holder's point of view. Holder's point of view, because you can't decide. Mr. A has to decide. Here Mr. V is the writer. Okay, and Mr. A is the holder. So Mr. V can't decide. If you don't have the above thing, you have to think from Mr. A's point of view. Mr. A's point of view means S0 minus E, 90 minus 120. So he will lapse. This is how you will have to think and do it. If both are not asked, and if for the writer it is asked. Okay, now Mr. V will receive premium because Mr. A is paying premium. So plus 10 is the premium that Mr. V will receive. gross payoff. When the option is lapsed, the gross payoff is always 0. Now here, Mr. A was gaining when we did S0 minus E. But here, Mr. V will lose 120 minus 130. E minus S0 we have to do opposite. So minus 10 is his loss, minus 20, minus 30, and minus 40. This is what A was gaining. So we will lose. Both cannot gain. Net payoff 0 plus 10 is 10. Minus 10 plus 10 is 0. Minus 20 plus 10 is minus 10. Minus 30 plus 10 is minus 20. And minus 40 plus 10 is minus 30. So his losses are till maximum 30 rupees and gains are 10 rupees. So if we look at the graph, you can see here from 90 till 160 we have taken the prices, and at 90 to 120 he is gaining 10 rupees. At 130 he is at BEP. Anything above 140 he is losing 10 rupees, 20 rupees and 30 rupees. So the gain is limited to 10 rupees and the loss is unlimited. So this was the second sum on call option payoff. Any doubts in the first two sums of the call option? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go to the put option now. I will send you a question in the WhatsApp group for call option. I have one more question solved that you try at home and tell me the answers. I will share the answers also, but first I want you to try. So I'll share the question in the group after this class. You try it, and by evening, if you want, I will share the answers also. Okay, now the third question is about put. So see here, current market price of XYZ Limited shares is rupees 30. So as of now, S0 is rupees 30. X buys a 3-month put option at the premium of rupees 5 per option. So premium is rupees 5, and this is a which type of option? It is a put option. Okay, then the exercise price is rupees 33. So exercise price is equal to rupees 33. Okay, I'll write this 6 in words, otherwise you may feel it is 33.6. 6 possible prices per share on the expiry date ranging from 25 to 50 at an interval of 5 are possible. Draw the payoff graph of Mr. A as a put option holder. Also draw the payoff graph of a put writer. So Mr. A is the holder. We have to draw his payoff graph. But to draw the graph, what we need first? We need the table. Looking at the table only, we can be able to draw the graph. So payoff table of put option holder, that is Mr. A. And for put option, what is the formula? E minus S0. Just copy the table from above. Just 1 second. Okay. So now in the table, we'll put the prices. S naught they are saying is from 25 to 50 ranging with the interval of 5. So 25, next will be 30, interval of 5, 35, 40, 45, 50. So from 25 to 50 we have taken our S naught and we have a gap of 5 in each price. Okay, then exercise price is 33 rupees. So 33 rupees common. Then premium. The premium is 5 rupees and premium is to be paid by the holder, put option holder. So premium will be -5. Any option holder will pay the premium because he gets the right to decide whether he wants to buy or he wants to sell. In case of put option, he'll get the right to decide that whether he wants to sell. Now we'll see what is the action taken by Mr. A. So here let's understand logic wise. Will Mr. A sell for 25 rupees in the market or he will sell for 33 rupees in the option? When we sell, yes, tell me.
33 rupees
Yes,
in
33
option.
rupees. Correct. Because whenever we are planning to sell, we always want to sell at higher price and not at lower price. So he will sell for 33 rupees in option. Otherwise, formula wise, if we see, we should do E minus S naught because now it's a put option. So for put option, the formula is E minus S naught. So 33 minus 25, we will gain, okay, 8 rupees gain. So he will exercise this option. Because Mr. A is gaining. Similarly, he will not sell for 30 in the market, he will sell it for 33. 33 minus 30, 3 rupees gain. So again he will exercise. Now in this case, 33 minus 35, he is losing 2 rupees. So he will lapse. Or you can say it is better to go to open market and sell for 35 instead of selling for 33 in the option. Similarly, for the next prices also, it's better to sell for 40 instead of 33. So again, it will get lapsed. Or if you do 33 minus 40, minus 7 is the loss. Whenever there is loss, it will get lapsed. So for all other prices, it's better to sell for 45 and 50 and not at 33. So whenever it will lapse, the gross payoff will be 0. So first let us write the payoff for lapse. Now when it will get exercised, there will be a gain. And how to find gain for a put option? E minus S naught. So 33 minus 25. The gain is 8 rupees. Then 33 minus 30. The gain is 3 rupees. Now the net payoff. 8 minus 5. 3 rupees. 3 minus 5. Minus 2. 0 minus 5, you get minus 5. And the same for all other prices. 0 minus 5 is minus 5. Now how does the graph look like? So we first take these prices 25 to 50 on the axis. And you can see here maximum loss is 5 rupees. And the gain is 3 rupees. So if you want, you can also draw. Here it is drawn in very shortcut way. Plus 5, minus 5 and a small graph has come. But if you want, you can also draw. Just a second. Okay, I have copied the same graph on both the sides. This graph is incorrect. Can you tell me why, anybody? There is a loss of 5 rupees now constantly. So this line should not go up. This line should come down. Right, see here. I take the prices 25 to 50 and plus 5 minus 5 gain and loss. Now in the first case, the price when it is 25, you gain 3 rupees. But see, it is taken in the loss quadrant. It should be taken here above. You're gaining 3 rupees. Then you're gaining, then you're losing 2 rupees. So 3 minus 2, then minus 5, minus 5, minus 5. So the graph should be on downward straight line and above it should be coming down like this. This is not the right one. It has to come down. Okay, so I'll change the graph before giving you this document in the WhatsApp. I'll put the right image. This is not correct, so I'm just deleting it. I'll put the right one and I'll give it to you. Okay, now let's do the for put option writer. So for put option writer, +5 will be the premium because that person will receive premium when Mr. A is giving. Whatever action is taken by Mr. A, the same thing will be followed by the writer. He doesn't have the right to decide whether he wants to sell or no, so he has to simply follow. So whenever the option gets lapsed, he is having no profit, no loss. When it gets exercised, A will gain. That means the writer will lose. So now we'll have to do S naught minus E, opposite of what A did. So 25 minus 33, the loss is minus 8. And 30 minus 33, the loss is minus 3. Because for a writer, he has to buy. When the holder is selling, when Mr. A has right to sell, he sells it for 33 rupees. But the writer could have bought it from the market for 25 rupees. So he cannot go to the market. He is obliged to buy from Mr. A. So he buys it for 33 and he says, oh God, I lost 8 rupees. If I would have not been obliged, I would have gone to the market and bought it for 25. So when the holder is gaining, the writer will lose. So minus 8 plus 5, the net payoff will be minus 3. Then minus 3 plus 5, the net payoff will be plus 2. And after that, everything is 5, that is plus 5. So here you can see the put option writer's graph is correctly done. I'll show it on the next page. 25 to 50 are the prices. At 25, he has a loss of 3 rupees. You can see here minus 3. So it's showing in the loss side minus 3. Then at 30, he gains 2 rupees. So here gain. And after 35 to 50, he gains constantly 5 rupees. So the graph is going upward and then a straight line. So his gain is maximum 5 rupees and his losses can be unlimited. That means till 0 the price can reach and he can keep on losing. So this is how a put option writer's graph will look like. Holders, I will put it and I'll send it to you. There is one more sum on the put option holder and writer. Here you can see the graph is correct for put option holder. You have from top he'll come down and he'll lose continuously. Whereas writer, he'll go up and he'll gain that particular premium continuously. Okay. Now this sum, if possible, you try it at home. Otherwise, I'll do it in the next class. And then in the next class, we will start with the arbitrage problems also. Okay, so I'll share this document with you today. Here I have to put a graph for call option holder. I'll put that. I'll send you one sum on WhatsApp, which is for call option, which you can try, and I'll share the answers also by unit. And the remaining we'll do in the next class. Any doubts, anybody, you can ask.